Hi, this is Kristine, and I'm going to do a demonstration for you on how to do your handprints at home once you get getting your prints package. So you're going to open up your package, and inside you're going to find an introduction sheet as well as instructions. You're also going to have some materials that you've received as well. One of them is an inking sheet, and you're also going to have 4 towelettes that all help to remove the ink once you've done your prints. So to prep to do your prints, you'll want to get something to cover your surface with. You'll want to be on a surface that has a 90-degree edge. A rounded edge is okay, but an actual 90-degree edge is better. So a table of some sort or a surface. You'll also want to get yourself 4 sheets of 8.5 by 11 paper. What you're going to be doing is you're going to be making 2 prints of each hand. So 2 prints of the right hand, 2 prints of the left hand, and those will be what you return to me by mail. So if you want to keep an extra set of prints for yourself, you're going to add 2 extra sheets. You'll be printing 3 prints on your right hand and 3 prints of your left hand. So let's get started. So this is my lovely assistant, my husband, and so we're going to start the process by laying out our sheets, 2 sheets of paper. We'll start with the right hand. So we'll just lay those on our surface, just like that. Before you start, you're going to write in the top right-hand corner of the paper your full name, the date, so month, day, year. You're going to write your location where you live. For example, I would write Ottawa, Canada on my sheet. In addition to that, you're going to write right in the center which hand you're doing. So in this case, in the top middle part of the paper, you'd write the right. Just put right. That way there's no mix-up. Okay, so at this point we're ready to start. What you'll probably want to do is have a garbage can right nearby, and you'll want to tear open a couple of the towelettes. You don't have to take them out of the package, but just open them up so it's one less thing to worry about once you've done. The towelettes are great because they actually dissolve the ink. They help it come off really easily. Okay, so first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to warm up the inking sheet with your hands. Okay, so once you do that, you're going to go into one of the corners of the inking sheet, and you're just going to pull them apart, the 2 sides. Excellent. You're going to lay one side down off to the side, and you're going to take the other inking sheet and place it beside your blank papers. At this point, you're going to take the hand that you're inking up, in this case it's the right hand, and apply it directly onto the inking sheet. And then you're just going to basically, the main thing is that your whole hand is on that inking sheet. Doesn't matter what position it is. The main thing is you're on the sheet and you're inking the whole surface of your hand out, including the sides and around the thumb and the fingertips. So what my husband is doing right now, he's actually inking up his hand by pressing on the hand itself. So once he's done that, he's going to actually lift the whole thing up, inking sheet and all, and he's actually going to just use the butt of his hand to actually just apply a bit of pressure into some of the areas that might not ink up as well. He's also going to take that hand and he's going to just rub along the edges of his hand and curve it over a bit. Do the base underneath the palm, around the thumb, and over the top where the fingers are. And then across the finger, top of the fingerprints. Okay, so once he's done that, he's going to lay the hand down and just peel off the inking sheet from the hand. So you can see his hand is totally black, and so he's going to put his hand on the sheet about 2 inches up from the bottom. Main thing is just start at the wrist and roll your hand onto the paper. Naturally, don't oversplay your hands. Main thing is I like to see what your hands look like in their natural position So just let them fall. Main thing is that they're flat on the sheet. So like on the inking sheet, he's just applying some pressure to his hands in different spots. Okay, and then you're going to lift the whole sheet up. No, yeah, lift the sheet up. And same as the inking sheet, just gently apply a bit of pressure. That's perfect. Okay, you can set your hand down again and peel off from the wrist all the way through the fingertips. So this is the result of what he just did. Just like that. Okay, and you can see the center of the hand's inked and where the fingerprints join. If yours doesn't end up looking like that, that's okay. If you've applied the ink and you've pressed down, that's okay. So at this point, we're going to go on to inking sheet number 2. He's going to just reload his hand with some ink. Same process as before. You're just putting ink on the hand, and you don't have to press hard. This ink is actually really, it transfers nicely. You don't have to have it black, 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 but you do need to have ink on your hand that'll transfer onto the paper. Another black hand again. Okay, lift the sheet up. Just gently apply pressure, peel off again from the wrists through to the fingertips, and you've got a second print of the hand. So at this point, these would be the 2 sheets of the right hand that you would send in along with the left. If you want to keep a set for yourself, then now's the time to make that extra print. And then you would follow the same process. At this point, though, what we're going to do is we're going to do the fingertips. So my husband's going to go back to the inking sheet. You don't have to press hard. A lot of people like to really apply pressure. You don't need to do that with this. The ink transfers nicely. Now the reason why I suggested a sharp edge on your for your surface that you're working on is because it's easier to do the fingerprints. So you do those on the bottom of the sheet, and what you do is you roll each finger on the paper. I'm not looking for the shape of your finger, I'm actually looking for the full fingerprint. That's what we're looking to get. And you can use your hand to hold down the sheet because it may stick. Okay, if you do, some people have fingerprints that show up really nicely. Other people have very faint fingerprints. It just means that the wells, the dips, the valleys in the print are not as deep. So if you find that you're making a print, it's not turning out, just try it again to see if you can get a clear print. Do your best. And when you're rolling your fingers on the paper, you don't need to apply a lot of pressure. It transfers beautifully. Wonderful. So at this point, my wonderful husband, my lovely assistant, has his full handprint and full set of fingerprints on the 2 sheets of paper. So what he's going to do now is he's going to remove ink from the hand that he just used. It's fully inked up. And so you can basically, as you're using your materials, so this inking sheet is now garbage. So you can just put that in a garbage can or set it aside. And he's going to clean off his inked up hand right now. So two towelettes per hand. Okay, so we'll set these aside to dry. 5 or 10 minutes max is all we need. So if you want to set these off to the side, great. So now we're ready to do the second hand. So there you go. I'll let you position that where you need it. And your other 2 sheets of paper. So you'll want to write at the top of those 2 sheets which hand you're inking up right now. So once again, he's got his hand on the inking sheet. He's just loading it up with ink right now. And then taking it and pressing it into the areas of the hand. And along the sides, bottom, around the thumb, and then around the fingertips as well. Okay, yet again, 2 inches up from the bottom approximately. Start with the base of the hand and then just roll naturally onto the paper. Main thing is you want your fingers flat, but not overly splayed out or extended. Just sort of the natural falling of the hand. Okay? And then he's pressing again. Lift up the sheet. Press around the edges as well. Great. And then left from the bottom, just roll it up. Excellent. So we can reapply some ink. Doesn't have to be too extensive at this point. If your thumb is sort of on an angle and it doesn't print, you can just gently twist it, but don't contort your body too much. If you've got arthritis and it's hard to extend your fingers, or you have a condition that prevents you from doing that, don't worry about it. Do the best that you can. So at this point, my husband's done 2 handprints and he's ready to do the fingertips now. Okay, so we can move that paper down to the edge of the table or surface. It's easier to print that way. Yeah, and you can just hold your paper down with one finger. Sometimes it sticks, so holding it down just keeps it from moving. Main thing is we just want to see a clear print. That's what we're looking for with when we do the fingerprints. Wonderful, so he's pretty much finished. Left hand, essentially, so if your thumb's here, your thumb is printing here. So you go all the way over, follow the same order as your digits. Thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and your pinky. Now at this point, so he's cleaning off his hands, he's going to use his towelettes. Once he's done that, he can actually go and wash his hands. On the inking sheet at this point, I want to know where your thumb is on the fingerprint part. So essentially, your thumb is right here. So if you could write a T where your thumb is, and then from the thumb over, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you've had to print extra prints just to get a clear fingerprint, and say you printed, the middle finger a couple of times, say off to the side or above, just write the number beside the print that it belongs to if you've had a print elsewhere on the paper. If you have some blurriness happening, don't worry about it. Do the best that you can. The main thing is that I get to see your hand. Exciting. In any case, so that's it. He's going to clean off his hands with the wipes. All the inking sheets and the towelettes can go in the garbage. And you're going to just let your inking sheets dry. If you wanted to make an extra set of prints for yourself, you would do your left hand before while your hand was still inked up. So once these are dry, the left and the right hands, the 2 sheets, you're going to pop those in the return envelope, and you're going to send those back into me. And then we'll set up an appointment and we'll get started and take a look at your prints. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Wave goodbye. Bye.